Good morning, everyone. We are here for what is sure to be one of the best matchups in this round of 16 weekend. These are two of the teams that many people have been hyping up as some of the very best in the tournament. It is Germany versus Australia in the round of 16. This is surely a battle of the giants here. Two teams who have some of the best players in the world facing off on one of these early round pools. You know, so many of these maps are going to be so close. My name is Dio, and I am happy to be joined by Bubbleman for this cast. Good morning, Bubble.
Good morning, and I'm happy to be here. It's my first time on the cast this year, and what a match to come into. Germany, Australia, it's the storyline, you know? White Cat comes out of nowhere, hits the #1 spot, everyone knows his name, and then Emrek just decides, well, okay, it's my turn too, and takes it off him. We got the #1 and the #2 player in this match. And that's to say nothing about the rest of their team.
Yeah, both of the rest of these teams, you know, obviously one player does not make the full team in a 4 versus 4. You do not get dominant score lines like these teams had in the round of 32 with just one player popping off. The rest of these teams are fantastic and supplement very well what the best skill sets are for their star players. In particular, the Australian roster, incredible speed players all around. They've got a lot of good specialists into the hard rock, into the hidden as well, and it makes it so much easier for Emrek to come in on the vast majority of these maps and put up the same scores that he really has been known for throughout this past year of tournament play, where he has improved just tremendously all throughout the year. And the same can be said for the German roster. Tons of fantastic speed players on that team. Tons of players also who are very, very good at that hidden and at reading. So I think there's going to be a lot of toss-up maps between these two teams, and that's also part of what makes this matchup so exciting, is that even the specialties of these teams are relatively similar, with both of them having that primary speed specialty. It is so fun to watch matchups like this.
Still managing to put up a decent, if not good, performance. Now against one of the teams slated to take the entire thing, at least reach Grand Finals.
Already see that finger control and aim control components coming into this map. Lots of 1/3, lots of high spacing all around. You see an early break come out from Milo Milkshake on this map. The Machine either breaking at the very start or dropping a couple slide rends here or there, down about 10 combo. All the Watchers finding an early break for the German roster. The rest of the lobby, Dustus, White Cat, Triller, Emrek, and Vivace all still holding on to their FCs at the moment. But Machine dropping down once again for Team Australia. And that is a little bit of a concern. You do still have those 3 full combos now for Team Germany, and with Milo Milkshake finding that second drop, it's just Emrek and Vivace left to stand against these 3 FCs, plus a supporting combo from Holler Watcher for Team Germany. So this is looking like a fairly solid breakpoint chance for Germany at the moment.
This is really the battle of time zones. We got Germany, who's UTC 2 at the moment, and then Australia, who's something like UTC plus 10, plus 11? It's 11 p.m. over there at the moment, and it's maybe 1 p.m. for the Germans. It's all about, what's your preferred time to play the game? Do the Germans think they're more awake earlier in the day? Australia must be used to playing early, or playing later on, because of all the tournaments they enter. More breaks come out, but it's still even. Milo Milkshake, Emrek, White Cat, and Dustus, and then the last FC's gone. Vivace is gone.
It's actually
holding
Triller
pretty
still
strong.
left up. Triller still left up over on Team Germany, so there's still one full combo left at the end of everything when it's all said and done. And it's on Team Germany. It's a big part of the reason why they are able to take that pick, but those early breaks as well, really doing a number on the score. And like you said, if you're not super awake for these beginning picks on Team Australia, if you are struggling with those time zones a little bit, we saw them try and reschedule this match into a bit of an earlier time. It was rescheduled from 12 to 11 UTC, so pushed back an hour even, and it is still Germany with a really fantastic overall performance. You've got the full combo on Kriller, Hollow Watcher as well, just an early break, but 770k by the end of it, contesting the highest scores on Team Australia, that tend to do better on those types of tiebreakers as long as they've got, the prowess on technical skill sets to supplement it. So this is definitely an interesting pick because of that. It is pure stamina here this week. Far less stream aim than last week. There is a little bit of that flow aim requirement. It does get a little bit spaced out during those key eye times in this map, but far more stamina intensive than last week for sure here in the round
16. Straight in. It doesn't waste any time getting started this map. Whitecat finds a small drop immediately. Going to be around about 100k off his score by the end of it. That's how brutal Score V1, Score V2 is in terms of maximum scoring potential. Which, if it does come down to that, then will be a pretty crazy scoreline because we'll see 7 FCs.
One thing to note about this map is that it doesn't really get any more difficult than what we've already seen, right? We've already gotten through some of those higher spacing sections, and these in-between parts here, these are not at all really difficult for any of these players. Once we get back to the spaces and the eye times, that's really where it starts to come into its own again. But we've already seen this type of spacing in the intro section of the map, so as long as these players can be consistent enough to keep hitting this over and over again, that's really the challenge in this map. But nobody dropping even accuracy right now. Look at the axe over on Team Australia. 99.72 is the lowest accuracy that they have. And even over on Team Germany, yeah, you've got 99% on Okinamo as the lowest outside of Whitecat with that early break, but 99.91% on Umbre's full combo right now. This is just about as close as it gets, right? One player with a super early drop in Whitecat, and that's it. He's down 50k from an FC, or where an FC would be with that accuracy, right? So this is incredibly close between these two teams. It is slight axe difference, it is slight combo difference, and that is it. And as we go into the last third of the map, that means that any break coming out from any player is going to be super impactful here.
The 100 from Emre. Spacing increases a little bit into the outro. As we mentioned, the 1/3s didn't catch any accuracy from any players as well. Noting that everyone well prepared for this match.
As you have to see when you are up against another powerhouse in one of these early rounds, these types of maps can come down to just the slightest of breaks, and there goes Kriller right at the end of the map as well. Going to limit the score to around that 750, 800k mark. There goes Umbre as well, the highest accuracy in the lobby, but not all for naught. Does find the combo break near the end of the map, and despite Okinamo and Whitecat holding all throughout the rest of the map, Jordan LR7 is going to be the only one so far to break on Team Australia. There goes Suffix as well. It's Emrek and Dumi now holding on into the ending, and that is going to finish them out well. Still over 900k for both members who dropped at the end of the map as well. Suffix and Jordan, those may as well be full combos, because that is the type of score that you expect to come out of a full combo on a no-mod map in tournament. Whitecat as well, basically with the FC, drops a few misses right at the start and then recovers the AK beautifully into the rest of the map. But those other early breaks from Kriller and Umbre, just not quite what Germany needed. Those breaks near the end of the map completely decide it, and that is, Bubba, you were talking about it before, the kind of scoreline we were going to see on this map if that early break from Whitecat did end up mattering. That's basically the scoreline we saw. And like you said, I think a lot of Lucid maps actually kind of have that slight old styling, the almost, 2015-ish kind of feel to them, where you've got some of those wide angle jumps that do make it the slightest bit uncomfortable, make the aim, that little bit trickier, that differentiates it a lot from what you expect to see in DT1, where it is that very comfortable, almost farm style aim, where you just got acute angle jumps with nothing really difficult going on there. There's a lot more obtuse wide angle jumps in this map instead. But really the test in this, there is some of that aim. You've got some of those squares that start off right away, but you can already see all of the bursts in this map, and lots of consecutive bursts, consecutive triples all over the place as well, which are deceptively difficult on stamina. You might look at this map and say, oh, it's only triples, it's only some 5-note bursts, but when you put them right in a row like this, it becomes much more draining on the stamina. The control required to swap between those single taps and the bursts is much more difficult than just one burst every once in a while.
And this could even come down to an act battle. This is the chorus, but the choruses don't get any harder than the verses are. Very consistently difficult throughout the entire map.
It is going to be that act battle. It's going to come down to ever so slight amounts of hundreds. You've got KHZ dropping some extra hundreds on the side of Germany. You've got really a full team actually down right around that 99% mark for Australia. But there goes KHZ's combo, is the first one to drop alongside Dumi, who answers right afterwards. So it's still 3 full combos to 3, nothing traded between the two teams. But look at the accuracy on all these full combos for Germany, and the combo drop that comes through now for Jordan LR7. It's Suffix and Emrek holding on to these two FCs for Australia. They have to pray for Rising, Dustas, or Okinamo to drop down on Team Germany.
Actually missing again. It's still 3-2. Possibly getting those early match nerves out. This is the third map of the match. It is his first that he is appearing in.
I think it's definitely
see the shake after the break.
Finds another break with those shakes and finds another slider break for KHZ. Definitely remember having the most trouble with this. Look at the accuracy on Okinamo and Dustas as well. Both of those full combos with 99.8 for Okinamo, 99.6 for Dustas. There goes Rising's combo, by the way. It's Jordan LR7 and Dummy with a good recovery, but there goes Suffix's FC. And it's only Emrek now with the FC for Australia. This pick after Nomad 2 definitely made sense for Australia, but unfortunately at the end of it, it is these two super high act full combos, 5 100s for Dust Ice, 2 100s for Okinamo to come out from Team Germany, and still almost a million score from Rising with that late map miss. I mean, that is a fantastic overall scoreline from the German roster. Not to downplay Australia's score as well. 3 S ranks, 750k on both Jordan and Dumi, 980k on Suffix and the FC from Emrek. It's just that difference of the extra full combo for Germany that does put them over the edge. More so a Vivace map. This one, though, it's also super low BPM. I think it's probably very up in the air as to which one of them does go in for this map. But this is a lot less so focused on those super high velocity sliders with those slider ticks from last weekend. More so focused on, can you aim tons of smaller sliders, still with those weird slider shapes, and without those slider ticks, but in between them, lots of high spacing patterns, lots of those typical space triples you see a lot in tech maps in the modern day. But this is like a specialty pick from Germany, right? This is Kriller's wheelhouse. This is White Cat's wheelhouse for sure. I think those two at the top of the lobby are the players to watch for Germany. Okinamo and Dust Ice, not to downplay them, but this is the specialty of a couple other players on the German roster for sure.
Yeah, and indeed lots of cut streams too. Very easy to miss time changing from one cut stream to another. We'll be watching for breaks. During those, we've got these longer sliders, more rhythmic sliders as well. Differences in lengths. You see a lot of tech maps that have these sliders that are the same length in terms of beat count, I suppose.
One thing to note, we did see an early break for Dust Ice right at the start of the map. A little bit over 100 combo in. So he is down that about 100 combo. Gordon the Bear, though, is down the accuracy a bit, 97%. Excuse me, was on 96% shortly before then, so the score relatively even between these teams, despite only that slight 100 combo difference. There goes the break for both Dustus and Jordan at the same time. Those fourth members for both teams dropping down the combo. It is 3-3 now between those FCs. An extra break comes through for Machine on the Australian roster, and now it's 3 FCs for Germany. Whitecat, Kriller, and Okinamo still on those full combos. Emrek and Doomy doing what they can to try and combat it, but there goes Doomy on that Excel D-Cell stream, and now it is 3-1. Emrek left to stand alone against the German barrage. Man, look at these FCs going for them. There goes Whitecat and Okinamo, however. Now it's only Kriller on the German roster. This is a 300,000 score lead, but we are nearing the end of the map. There is only so much potential score left for any of these players. And with that three-way wipe for the supporting scores on Australia, even if Emrek holds the full combo and Kriller breaks here, there's not a way that this comeback happens. That is definitely the win for Germany, and we finally have ourselves a normal point. No more break points. 3 in a row was enough. Germany putting up the first successful pick in this lobby.
Breakpoint finally gets converted. We finally have an advantage on our hand. The way I like to see points sometimes is not as individual points. Say 3-2 doesn't really tell the tale of the match itself, but when there's a 2-point gap, when there's a 2-point advantage, you know one of the teams has a break point and has safety in their match point. And now Germany, if they take the next pick that they make, they will take it to 4-2. Also assuming Australia take their next pick, then it will be match point for them. As long as they take their next pick after that.
Might not have that level of mastery over the skill set to be able to put up fantastic scores on this, but Machine, Emrek, Suffix, all very, very strong alt players. Doomy as well, no slouch on the skill set. Whitecat, Kriller, Okinamo, and Dustice, though, that's a very scary roster for Germany. It's the same one that we saw just put up those scores on No Mod 4 that got them that solidified breakpoint. Let's see how it goes here on the alt pick.
It's a really interesting crossover between Nomod 3 and Nomod 4's picks. They're both heavy aim control picks. They're real purpose in the map pool. Nomod 4 this time, lots of linear patterns, lots of cut streams. This, you wiggle your cursor around a little bit more than normal. There's a couple of split doubles there. Justice finds a break on a very interestingly shaped stream. Emrek follows it up, however. With a much higher rack also, so advantage for him in terms of raw score at the moment. Advantage accuracy for Germany, however.
This is overall having a little bit more trouble with this map. Finding a second set of breaks, dropping the accuracy, as you said. We did see a very early break from Machine, so there is that 50-60 combo advantage for one of the four combos from Germany, but that accuracy, man, coming out from these FCs is doing more work than the combo that are good right now. Doomy, however, dropping down for Australia. He was their highest actual combo player, now no longer on that FC. It's Machine and Suffix. Machine basically on the full combo, right? Not too far off of one. Whitecat, Kriller, and Okinamo also holding these FCs for Germany. It's really big for them right now. It's going to help them get that score lead that they really want to see. But Okinamo now dropping down means that this is once again a very contested pick. Whitecat and Kriller versus Machine and Suffix on those high combos. We do have an extra supporting combo from Emrek over Dustice right now, and Doomy with a higher combo than Okinamo. So this is overall combo lead for Australia right now. It's going to start pulling that score lead back over to Team Blue, and you can see it about to swap over right now. Nobody getting tripped up on that cut double stream. Going now into the breakdown section. This is likely one of the hardest parts of the map.
Dude, you have to change a lot between linear aim, back and forth aim as well, and catches Machine.
Catches Suffix as well. That is huge for Australia. Both of those full combos dropped down during that section, and no combo breaks for Germany whatsoever. Whitecat and Krill are still on these FCs. Whitecat, as of recent, has been one of the single best alt players in tournament. You look at his performance in Corsair's Open 2020 with 2021, excuse me, with Team Boom, and he was consistently one of the best players on any alt pick. And he's showing it off once again here. That is a 1-100 full combo from Whitecat right now. Even with that extra drop from Jimmy and Machine, even with Emrek still holding on for Team Australia, I mean, look at these plays coming out from Kriller and Whitecat right now. This is why people are talking up this team as a potential to beat the United States this year. These types of team performances are just ridiculous from Germany right now, and a second break point ready to be consolidated for the match as well.
Indeed, if they do take their next pick, match point, they take it. Absolutely crazy team score. 1-100 from Whitecat, 5 from Kriller. Justice bringing back a 1.2k combo after his early mishaps. Dynamo, I think, splitting his combo in half. Missing at the 800 combo mark. And of course, there's a great demonstration of the area, the place in the map where you miss.
I do think that this is an interesting pick into Australia as well. We talked about before the match started, Germany with this really crazy hard rock roster right here. HoloWatcher, Kriller, Whitecat, Justice on this map is a fantastic combination for sure. But these players from Australia, I think, are all very, very solid on hard rock. You've got Vivace, who has been known in free mod picks to prefer that hard rock, even on CS 6.5 picks. You've got Jordan the Bear, very storied hard rock aim player for Team Australia here, their captain coming in for this map. Emrek, of course, is going to be solid on this pick, and then Milo Milkshake is, contrary to what his profile would have you believe, a hard rock main, one of the better hard rock tech players in the game right now. Some very, very crazy scores on weird slidering maps. Definitely going to find this a bit generic for him. So I'm looking to this Australia team and I'm thinking this is potentially a map where they can still contest, even if Germany does have that confidence. We do see an early break from Dust Ice. Not going to matter quite as much. We talked in between these maps about how Score V2 works. Got that focus on the max combo rather than consistent combo, so Dust Ice still with a lot of potential combo left up in the map to accrue.
There's a break from Halo as well. Accuracy got himself, not finding the aim consistency he would like today. Milo following up a quick trade, but still one that comes out well for Australia.
This time and again, though, the extra full combos for Australia tend to drop down in some of these crucial moments throughout this match. And there goes Vivace's combo as well, right about halfway through. That is that spot you don't want to break in, and we saw both Milo and Vivace break for Team Australia at that point. HoloWatcher the only one to trade, but there goes Whitecat's combo as well now in that halfway point. It's just Kriller left up with the FC for Germany right now, and suddenly this rock-solid roster that we've seen for them on some previous picks is starting to look a little shaky. The cracks are showing for Team Australia right now, and they're trying to pry the crowbar in. They're trying to get a way back into this match, wedge themselves back in here. Jordan and Emrek holding on to these FCs as best they can. Milo Milkshake with that supporting combo, going to need to hold it, matching up against HoloWatcher right now. He drops down as well for Germany, so it is just Kriller and Dust Ice really with any combo to speak of. So big advantage for Australia. The longer they hold it, the more buffer they have in case of those breaks. There goes Jordan, misses on one of those kick sliders, finds the slider break in that speedier section. It's Emrek versus Kriller right now on the full combos. The supporting combos are still there for Vivace and Milo Milkshake. HoloWatcher having a little bit of extra trouble with this pick. I think there's enough buffer to hold it out until the end, but it's only about 100k. This is still very close going into the ending.
Despite the break from Whitecat, this could still swing. They're within striking distance, but closing out. Keeping it safe, holding it into their chest. The lead very slowly closing, and in a perfect world, if this map was to continue on to infinity, then Germany would have taken this, but map's end. Australia take another break point. There has only been one conversion. There has only been 1 point in this match so far, I think, that hasn't been a break point.
When you are forced into your last pick with that kind of pressure, you want something that you know you have an advantage on. You take a look at the qualifier scores for both of these teams on Hidden 2, and it is an 800,000 score advantage for Australia. That is massive. That is a huge score lead. That is 200k average on each player for Australia. And that is without Emrek, by the way. So you add in Emrek, and the expectation, once again, is that Australia can put up an absolutely huge team score on this pick. We talked about Hidden potentially being something that they are fantastic on. We do see a couple early breaks from Jordan and Dumi. We do see early match breaks for Whitecat and Okinamo as well. Kriller and Hollow Watcher, alongside Emrek and Machine holding on to those full combos. We do see a break from Emrek as I say that as well. So it is 1 full combo to 2 right now in the favor of Germany. The accuracy as well doing them quite a few favors right now for Team Germany.
Here comes the space triples that I was talking about. You'll see the spacing start to increase on these. Everyone hitting them so far. Kinamo, Machine, Jordan all trading breaks. Dumi as well, so that's 3-1. And it's Germany coming out ahead. Kriller, Hollow Watcher. Both still on the FCs, and Whitecat comboing through that section with 200 now. Far more than a match for Emrek, and Australia really struggling with this. This might be this might have been the blunder of the century.
It just might have been, whether it's the expectations and the pressure, or whether it's the type of map that is in this slot this week. This is a lot less standard than anything that we've seen in weeks prior. This is definitely not a pick that worked out in Australia's favor. This is basically said and done. Map is almost over at this point, and Kriller is looking to put up the highest accuracy full combo on it in this lobby. We see Hollow Watcher still on the FC as well for Germany. Those are 2 really fantastic scores. It looks like Kriller did freeze up a bit there near the end, but this is really
regardless, they won without his score.
Oh yeah, I mean that is over 1 million team score higher for Germany. What a way to close it out. Another break point. 6 out of 7 points in this lobby have been break points, but that last one was incredibly dominant for Team Germany.
Yeah, that was quite I think the word one-sided, is that word hyphenated word? 2 words, one-sided. That was quite a dominant showing, yeah. Germany, even Okinamo, the player you'd expect to play out of his mind on that sort of thing, was the lowest score in the lobby, and that shows how well-rounded they are. Even on their weakness, AR8 Hidden historically has been banned by Germany in every single round of every single OWC.